Hello everyone! It's been a while since I made the last video, but I probably will start making the videos again because I do hear some feedback from some of you saying that the strategy guide or the analysis that I do is helpful for you guys. So yeah, as long as you guys are learning something new, I will continue to make the video for you guys. So there are actually the few things I want to show you guys. So I will split it out in different videos just to go over different rating strategies. And yeah, let's just kind of go through a little bit of what I'm up to these days. So I actually not sure that if I've shown you guys my base before, but this is my regular base. And if you guys are wondering how come you have air defense outside, and then I can tell you I kind of have this base designed for like many months already. And then I remember I put the air defense outside because that's back when I was upgrading them one by one. So usually, you know, when the building's upgrading, it's not doing anything. So I just put that one outside. And it doesn't really matter because in the usual farming time, especially when you're in the gold league and below, people don't usually air raid you. And just to kind of show you guys what happens when defense log, and just to show you, see over here, I think the ones I lost the most loot, it's all from lightning. Basically, lightning usually because I usually have a very high dark elixir, so every time people just kind of dump the lightning at me. But if you keep looking down, see over here again, I got lightning again, and then otherwise it's all like town hall sniping, and someone did this town hall level 3, level 4 troops, did nothing, and then more town hall sniping. So basically, I think people just are so intimidated by the fact that there is yeah, high level walls and highly upgraded town hall base. And yeah, over here there's a gold wipe attempt, a revenge raid against me, and I think take 80,000 gold and 60,000 ish elixir, and that's nothing. And down there, yeah, see someone else try something, but they get anywhere. So yeah, and then usually, oh yeah, one thing I kind of want to share with you guys is that it's a little tip. Is that the expo? I think during the wartime is definitely I would definitely recommend you guys to set it into air. But in the farming time, usually in the non-warring time, I think it's just set it on the ground. It's just because usually when you are in Gold League, people are not gonna air raid you. Most likely not. Even if you do, that's like once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime thing. It's not gonna happen every single day. So just because you get air raided once or twice, that doesn't make it that people gonna air raid you all the time. Because think about it, like when was the last time you really do an air raid on someone, you know? So yeah, anyways. So yeah, this base has been working out for me for quite a few months already, and then I think I will just keep this base until I go to Town 10, unless something I keep getting my Dark Elixir getting wrapped, which it happened only once and twice in the past many months ever since I got to level 9, level 10 walls. I think, yeah, my Dark Elixir story only got stolen once or twice. But anyways, that's not the focus of this video, but yeah, let's just kind of, yeah, just kind of want to let you guys know. And then in terms of my clan, how my clan is doing, yeah, the clan I'm in right now, we just had a 102nd win, 102. Yeah, it has been awesome. People over here are crazy. We're definitely upset. It's definitely war savvy, and we're definitely obsessed with getting 3 stars. And check out our war logs. It's I don't even remember when was the last time we are in a competitive war match. Because look at all this. Basically, it's all green, and then we have been winning every war by a kind of significant margin. So yeah, I think that's also because the time all these wars are declared in more like more like in the U.S. time zone, and then you know, as much as I'm in U.S., I love America and everywhere else in the world, but I do find that the hardest wars that we have been into have been the ones that's more like Chinese clan or Vietnamese clan. You know, those are the ones I ever remember that I lost ever since I've been to this clan, and also to lose I lost to a #1 warring clan, Team YOLO. But yeah, other than that, I think we just have been blazing through all the wars, and then yeah, and yeah, I think soon, because now we have been declaring the war more like in the morning time of the Chinese time. So I think sooner or later we will see starting meeting some Chinese clan again, which if you guys follow my previous video, you found that the Chinese clan kind of killed us in that one war. And then I think now because over the past 2 months, people have been really improving their raiding skills. So yeah, I think we're really excited to take on a competitive match again, and that's what we're looking forward to. So just to kind of show you what happened this past war. Yeah, I have a little cold, so bear with me. And basically, once again, we are really all about trying to 3-star all the Town Hall 9 bases. And then from the war map, we have basically the opponent's clan, the Town Hall 9 starts from number 8 and all the way to 25. And oh yeah, and then there's one thing I want to talk about matchmaking, is that in the past 2 wars, we have been fighting against a clan that has more Town Hall 10s than us, and that they have more Town Hall 9, and we have 2 Town Hall 8 guys in our clan. And you guys know me, Trooper is here, some of us know this account. This is my brother's account, which I do war raids on. So anyways, so in this I think before we do hear a lot of complaints about people say, oh, this is a mismatch, we fight against a clan they have a lot more high level town halls and blah. But in the past 2 wars, we are in the situation whereby we just have a lot less Town Hall 10 base than the opponent clan, but we just kind of kill them either way, regardless. So, and I think this past war is very ironic, because basically we 3-starred all the Town Hall 9, and actually we 3-starred there 3 of their Town Hall 10 bases, and I did one of them actually. And then we left the bottom to the 23 and 24 2-star. I guess people just kind of go like, okay, you know what, at this point we know we are winning already, and then we should just try to hit harder bases. And this base 24 here, just kind of tell you guys a little bit, just brag a little bit because my bragging right, is that this base I did 96% with the Town 8 level 4 Hogs, the Golem Hog strategy. But yeah, it's unfortunate because I think I could totally have 3-star this, but I did kind of terrible in time management. So in the end, I ran out of time leaving all these 3 buildings behind. But anyways, that's not important. Okay, so yeah, so just kind of tell you guys what has been up to in the warring. So this past war, they have the opponent clan has 18 Town Hall 9 bases, and we kind of 3-star most of them. Which this pattern 2 basically it's like 3-star in my opinion, because one is 99%, one is done by a Town Hall 8 guy 96%. So yeah, and then out of all these bases being 3-starred, 50% of them, about 50%, half of them were done by the Lavaloon strategy. And then there's like 1 or 2 of them were done by the Golem Hogs, 2 of them were done by the Hogging strategy, and only 2 of them were done by the Gold Wipes. And then there is 1 raid that has a hybrid of Golem with a Lavaloonian. Not Ian, but just Lavaloons. Anyways, so today I just kind of want to show you guys the strategy using the Lavaloons. And yeah, because our clan has been pioneer to really try this strategy out for quite a while now. So I think we have the kind of general understanding of how to run the Lavaloons. So I just kind of want to show you guys 2 raids today, just kind of go over some of the concept behind it. Once again, it's really about the concept that counts, not really exactly the base we are up against it. Because if you look at this base is obviously somewhat kind of still early on Town Hall 9 stage. So yeah, well, I mean, we have a lot of harder opponents, but I just kind of want to pick 2 that I think they're actually being executed very well, and I just kind of want to go over why it goes well, and then what are the things to look out for in this type of raid. So with the Lavaloon strategy, the first thing that you really need to look at is well, there are a few things that will do the most damage to lava. So basically, the idea of Lavaloonian is that you send in the lava hounds, and you have balloons in the back, just kind of kill everything. But at the same time, one thing very important is that you want to make sure that lava hound does actually die and then have pop and then get a lot of the lava pulp, because they are the ones that's actually very important to help clean out the buildings in the end, and also help taking care of the Archer Queen if balloons doesn't kill her. And also the Pope can also deal with the Clan Castle troops, which is very important. And then yeah, that's something that people usually overlook about why lava hounds are important. So anyways, so just to start with the strategy, I think the idea is really have like the usual idea of the tanking, and then you have sent something in the back to wipe things out. But with the lava hound, with the balloon and lava hound, is that the way you drop them is that you want to make sure you want to cut the path for the balloons, because balloons are very powerful. Even just by 2 or 3 of them, they are very powerful unit. They can take out any buildings. When you have just 2 balloons pop on one regular buildings, like even air defense, just 2 pop and then 1 air defense is gone. So you don't need like 20 of them in one spot. So this is why don't do, when you use a Lavaloon strategy, try not to avoid just doing 1 point drop. Because when you do 1 point drop, all the balloons, which I see a few people did in the past, is that the balloons are gonna travel all in batch and then go for 1 building at a time, and then that's really inefficient. Because balloons' biggest weakness is the movement speed. It's too slow. So just see how this raid is executed, and then you will kind of get an idea of it. So starting out the raider over here, Felicia using just kind of use 1 balloon to clear 1 building, and that's because later on when he wants to send his balloons in, he can spread them all out, and not all of them is just going to fall down 1 single defense buildings. And watch how the balloons are very spread out over there. The balloons are very spread, and that's very important. It's because you want them to go for multiple buildings at once. You don't want all of them to go to 1 building. So see over here. So even though there's a clean castle troop, it doesn't matter. And it's very important to drop the raid spell at the right place and at the, well, not the right time. Because technically, usually with the raid spell, you can put it a little earlier. Because if you really observe how the balloons move, they don't stay in raid spell, the full raid spell, in 18 seconds. You see, that just not doesn't work that way. See, the balloons are already out of the spell range already. So I think he could have, dropped the spells a little earlier. But you know, when you're in the actual raid, sometimes things happen and then people panic and stuff. And then in terms of clean castle troops, sometimes you don't really. It depends on what kind of things people have in the clean castle troops. But yeah, a lot of times is that they don't really matter. But sometimes they do matter a lot. And then for me, I have done the Lavaloon strategy using both 4 rage spell or 3 rage 1 lightning spell, and then I choose it kind of based on how many rage spells that I would need to eat out the building, because I will show you in the other raid, that you will kind of see what I mean. Because there's some buildings you can basically tag all the 4 air defense with just 3 rage spells, and in that case sometimes I would prefer to bring the lightning spell, just to kind of, because with the clean castle troops is that usually you can expect Lavaloon to do the work too, and then the balloons come in and pop the thing and then kill all the clean castle troops. But when you don't really have a definite way to deal with the clean castle, like a lightning spell and stuff, I think it adds a lot of unpredictable factor, which sometimes is not good. So yeah, so there are many ways to do this kind of raid. I've seen this raid being done so many times, and then yeah. Okay, and let's go on to the next raid that I'm gonna show you. Let's finish this. Alright, so the next raid I'm gonna show you is the one that's done by Scott. And over here, this is the base. And one thing that I've been telling people is that don't put all your air defense in the mega compartment like this. This is like one of the worst design, and I think I go over this kind of concept in so many videos in the past too. Just terrible design. And yeah, I've seen this type of layout being 3-star so many times. But anyways, so just kind of show you how this guy execute this raid. I think it's very neat actually. So over here, I believe he started out with, oh yeah, he sent in the heroes in. He only had the Archer Queen here, so I think he just kind of sent in the Archer Queen, just take out some buildings while she can, that kind of thing. For me though, I prefer to actually save those things up in the end to kind of help to see where you might need. But but it really doesn't matter. People do it differently. As long as it works, I'm not gonna argue with it. But yeah, but usually I think a lot of people say that when you do the Lavaloon strategy, the heroes are just kind of like there to support, just like back when you were Town Hall 8 doing the Dragon Raid, where the heroes, the Bob King is probably pretty much just a supportive role that doesn't do much. But I think it really depends on layout and depends on what you're doing. I think when you have a high level heroes, you can actually use them for other purpose, and I will show you in other video actually to show how I actually go about it, because yeah, that's actually one of the key things I did, and then that's how I was able to manage to do a 3-star on the Town Hall 10 base, even though it's not the most upgraded one. But anyway, let's go on with this raid. And then over here, so you see once again, you see the lava hound goes in first, and then balloons come in and then kind of spread out. So you see the balloons are going for different buildings. And for me personally, I probably would have dropped like maybe 2 balloons down here in the back first, just to go for the cannon, while I drop all the rest of the balloons in line. Because if you see what happens here is that you have the balloon take out the Archer Tower, going for Archer Tower, but the building, but then you also see that a lot of the balloons actually go sidetrack, you know, and that's not what you want. You want them all pushing in one line, you know. So I think that's a key thing about using the Lavaloon strategy is that you don't want the balloons to go backward, which we see sometimes, and then that's usually why people fail. Is that they have their balloons in the batch and traveling to one direction, while your lava hounds are just stick to the air defense and then being hit by everything around it, and that's like terrible. So, anyways, so over here, and this is the type of the base that I said I would use just 3 raid spell instead of 4 raid spell, and that's because and oh yeah, 3 raid spell plus 1 lightning spell. But yeah, that's because you see over here the way he draws it here, because that he got like basically 2 raid spell down there and then 1 raid spell up here to take cover all the air defense, which is the one that's gonna deal most damage to lava hounds. And then I think it kind of still makes sense for him to bring the raid spell. It's just because the opponent's clan castle troop is dragon, and when it comes to dragons, lightning spell doesn't do much on it. So yeah. Oh, then the one thing about the lava hound pulp is that when they are in the raid spell, they are actually very effective. So keep that in mind when you use the raid spell. So I think that's also why I will prefer to bring just raid spell and lightning spell or raid spells, as opposed to healing spell. Because healing spell, it doesn't really do much, because it's like in this type of raid you need speed and everything, and the healing spell does not add any damage to lava pulp, which is needed for them to take care of Archer Queen, take care of the Clean Castle Dragon here. So watch here, the lava pop kill the Dragon Soul Fat is because of the race spell. And over here, see, there's unfortunately there's an overlap over here in terms of the race spell, which is not ideal. And then, but it's okay, it's alright. This base is very underdeveloped, and then yeah, this strategy is, that's what I was saying, is that this strategy has been kind of quite overpowering at the moment, because I see some people who didn't like execute it as well, but it still end up with 3 stars, and which is nice, you know. Sorry, but yeah, so yeah, and then yeah, unfortunately, because I think, oh yeah, like I said earlier, is that this opponent clan that we fight against with, because they have a lot more Town Hall 10 than us, but the drawback of the base is that, or the Town Hall 9 base, it's not well upgraded. Yeah, let's put it that way. Yeah, none of them is maxed like our bases. Because for our side, at least there's like 3 or 4 of our top Town Hall 9 people, we all have max Town Hall 9 base, and then we all are all doing wars and doing the heroes now, basically. But anyways, yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm just gonna wrap up the videos here. I think it's been longer than what I want it to be. And then, but yeah, I will be making other videos in very soon.